I want to take a minute and talk about the versatility of the mask and how they can be worn and try to simplify that. There are a couple other videos that have already been prepared showing how to fit a mask, and I encourage people to be able to send me an email if you're confused, and I'm happy to walk you through how to do it. But let me talk a minute about the mask. The mask is very versatile. My mask is one that I simply have the tail end, and as I've shown already, I just take the tail ends and I tie them behind. Slip the mask over my head, pull the mask behind, tie it in the back, and it's that simple. So that's the most common way, and that's the way I'm sending them right now. I'm going to show you how to put the slide knot in if you want to do it. But also, I want to talk about elastic, because I get some people calling and they want elastic. And I've said from the beginning that this is a very versatile mask. What this is I've just taken some elastic, just the length of elastic. You can buy it anywhere. I've considered putting it up on the website. I just don't want to get accused of not having it in a package or gouging somebody, because it's just another process of something that we have to make available, cut, and send to people. But it's just regular elastic that you can buy at your fabric store. I know it's in short supply, so people are having trouble getting it. I will be adding it. I simply take it and put it through the mask, just as I show how to replace the cords. And you have this example, which is the over the ear. So you just take it, have your elastic. You fit it for what's comfortable for you. And a nice way to be able to do that is when you slide the elastic through, you just put it on one ear and just hold the elastic up, and you can sort of size it. And that's where you're going to put the knot. The knot is right inside here. I just slipped it into the middle of the band. So it's all it is a ring of elastic tied to fit what was comfortable for me. You can pick whether you want it tight. You can pick whether you want it loose. I want to take a moment and talk about children. This might be a way that you want to convert a mask for a child to wear. One thing I want to make sure that people are aware is I designed this mask thinking of adults. I wasn't thinking of children, but children are starting to obviously wear masks, and I'm told they fit comfortably. Because I'm in the amusement sector and because I'm in safety, I'm very aware of entanglement, where a kid can get tangled up in something and it becomes a choking hazard. It can become a severe issue for them. So I want to make sure that these masks are worn in a breakaway style. This would be one way of converting a mask so it would slide off the ears. Another way to do it, instead of using this cord, is take some ribbon and run some ribbon through it, tie a little bow in it, and they can simply slide the ribbon over. I saw a lady wearing one of my masks that way the other day, and it was sort of attractive. I sort of liked it, and that's what I encourage is creativity. Now, this will also work as a two-band mask. And I just showed the example of using this mask as the ear mask. Well, here's a version where you end up with a two-band elastic mask. This goes on like the slipknot version. I've left this tail out to show that all I've done is I've taken a piece of elastic and I've run it in a circle through the mask and I've tied it at the end. I can leave that free if I want to do it. It's not hurting anything, or I can slide it up into the pouch. Like when I showed with a slip knot, we have a seam on one side and we have a cleaner line on the outside. It doesn't matter. You can put it in any direction. But if you want the seam on the inside and doing it this way, you'd install it with the mask out. You take the side that's sitting around your neck, which would be this, sits around the lower part of your neck, just like that, and then you just slide this upper band up over, and now you have the two band. And again, you can make that elastic to fit comfortable. I've had some people comment to me that they have an elderly parent or somebody else and they're having a difficult time tying it. Maybe they have hand trembles or other issues. So this gives you the ability to figure out what's going to work the best for your family member or for yourself, and what tension and what tightness is comfortable for you. I've mentioned earlier that I have an artistic side, and if you knew me from when my daughter was little, and it's sort of a standing family joke that I'll put anything on my head. It doesn't matter. I'll open up a 12-pack of Coke and I'll be wearing that as a hat. I'll convert anything to a hat. I'm a goof. So I raided my wife's ribbon collection, and I thought, oh, this is sort of fun. This is a fun, blingy thing to show. Not for me, but maybe for somebody else. And that just gives you the tie behind. So now you have the tie behind and you have a ribbon. You can do all kinds of fun things by personalizing it. Here's another one. I took one of our camouflage masks. I assume they'd be probably maybe men. I went with the Superman theme here, good for kids. But again, you want to make sure if your kids are young and they're going to be out playing that it has a breakaway on it. And there's a lot of ways of doing that, and I'll talk about that in a minute. So you can personalize them all kinds of different ways to make a match. Here's a blue ribbon. So have a little bit of fun with it. I also was going to show how you can stamp on it. If you have kids, a fun project might be to take and do a potato stamp and let them stamp on the mask and have a little bit of fun with it because it's going to be their mask for a while. One question I was asked is how do you put the cord back in? And I used my, as I referred to it, dinosaur version of a coat hanger because I'm an old man. Everybody has a screwdriver. I think everybody has a screwdriver. My brother-in-law doesn't, but he's not very handy. You can take a screwdriver or anything that you can do and just simply grab it on the end of the material, use that to be able to push it through, slide it through. Now you can grab the end of it and you can feed it through that way. So that's just a regular old screwdriver. Anything that will fit in that pocket, you can push it through. I thought, oh, maybe somebody won't have it. They'll have a Phillips screwdriver. Okay, well, I can do it with a Phillips screwdriver. Same thing. I just simply take it, put it on the edge of it, hold a little bit of tension on it, stick it through the pouch, slide it through, grab the end, and now I've done it with a screwdriver. So you can be creative with them and you can have a little bit of fun with them. But there I've shown you several ways that you can convert your masks. You can be creative. There's other ways to be able to do it. So have a little bit of fun with it. Again, getting back to children. You might want to use something that will break. And here's a test that anybody can do at home. I've talked about braiding yarn together. This happens to be some fine yarn. You can go to your home center. I'm not endorsing any product. And you can buy these little things, and they're all different kinds of color. What you want to do is you want to make sure that under tension it'll break. This breaks pretty easily. So for a kid, I haven't braided 3 pieces together. I haven't tried it that way. I haven't used heavier yarn. You just want to make sure that if they get caught on something, that it's going to break away as they try to pull it. Another way to do it would be to cut the cord in half, tie 2 knots, and use this as a mechanism in between it, which is a simple breakaway. I've thought too about adding those to the website. Again, I don't want to be accused of gouging or anything trying to help the public. So I'm trying to give you things that you can use at home and share things with you that you'll think through what you're doing to keep your family safe, not only with masks, but using masks.